Good afternoon, Wakeland. I'm Gare Bohannon, and you're watching Win TV Live for Thursday, December 17th. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. And now for today's news. Frisco ISD announced on Monday that students will have a variety of new course options in the 2020-2021 school year. These new courses include an expansion to the health science and audio-video technology pathways. Other courses include Introduction to Esports, African American Studies, and a multicultural expansion to AP Seminar. Eco Club is meeting today to clean up the campus before we leave for break. Meet in room C214 immediately after school if you would like to volunteer and earn some last-minute service hours. Lakeland Esports is recruiting players for Rainbow Six, Rocket League, and more for the upcoming winter season. Scan the code located on the digital displays in the cafeteria and main hall to make a squad and get competing. Christmas lights and holiday displays have been a long-standing tradition in spreading holiday cheer. The Berkman Holiday Home of Frisco takes this tradition to the next level. Here's Sky Ford.
It's a lot of work, and it's just puts people in the spirit, makes your heart feel good, you know.
Lights, lights, and more lights. For the past 20 years, the Berkman Holiday Home has welcomed in the holiday season by shining lights and bringing communities together.
So we have 70,000 plus lights. We are 90% LEDs, so we actually don't run as much power as some of the houses that have the old incandescent lights, but it definitely makes us brighter.
And with over 70,000 lights, planning and decorating is a task in itself.
We normally take about 6 to 8 weeks, but we added about 15,000 more lights this year. So we added some big new stuff because we knew people needed joy this year.
The Berkmans began their holiday displays after their son Alex was diagnosed with autism.
That made a lot of sense after we found that out because he was really fascinated with anything electrical, especially lights. By the age of 9, he said, "I'm doing the Christmas display, don't touch it." And I was like, okay, all right.
And 11 years later, a 500 light display turned into 70,000.
It's pretty cool to see, especially in 2020, little tiny things like this means a lot.
2020 has been a tough year for many, but the Berkmans are proving that a little holiday spirit goes a long way.
As we've listened to the stories, getting out of the house is huge. There's a sense of relief that they can walk around and be with their family and take pictures and just have that joyful event. We want everybody to make a moment here, so make a memory.
The house is located at 3809 Hazelhurst Drive. Bright spread joy and holiday cheer to Frisco. For Win TV, I'm Sky Ford.
And just this week, the Berkman family was featured on Live with Kelly and Ryan, where they announced they would be competing on the Great Christmas Light Fight in 2021. Their display will also remain up until December 31st. Last month, choirs from every Frisco high school presented a concert for the community entitled Woven. Claire Cosner reports on how students' voices were heard virtually.
Wakeland Choir becomes woven through a virtual concert that brings both virtual and in-person students together.
Well, we entitled the message of Woven, and it was a couple of things, bringing hundreds of choral students from every high school choir, and also with the message of coming together and not being separated during this time of COVID. And especially for our virtual students, we wanted to make sure that they remember that they're part of the choir, even though they're virtual. We miss them and we look forward to when we be together again.
Bringing hundreds of choir students together is not an easy task. Mr. Bright explains the production behind the concert.
Well, it was a number of steps. The first thing we did was assign all of the songs to different schools, and each of the students were responsible for learning those parts, and we rehearsed those in choir. And from there, each individual student made a recording with a click track, so they heard all of the music in their ear with one of the directors conducting in front of them. And then we took all of those tracks, and one director from each school lined the sopranos up, the altos up, according to their part. Then another director took it from there and produced it.
I'm Claire Gosner for Win TV.
Thank you, Claire. Now, the senior class of 2021 has persevered through a variety of challenges this year. Emma Rasmussen found out how seniors are adding a creative spark of fun with water guns.
To combat the loss of a true senior year, Wakeland seniors have found a way to have a splash of fun.
So Project Senior Assassin is a project me and a few other students came up with based on other schools doing similar things. It's where there's teams of 3 or 4 and you're trying to shoot the other teams with water guns in order to get them out. Everyone puts in $5 and there's a jackpot at the end, and whatever team is left standing, first, second, and third gets a portion of the jackpot.
I think it's a fun way to bond with each other and our teammates and even the people that you shoot. On Instagram, you can see a bunch of videos and ways that people are creative with the ways that they shoot each other.
Seniors are getting a chance to bond with each other. I mean, whether we're on the same team or different teams, you get to interact with people that maybe you didn't get to just in school.
I think PSA benefits seniors because with the pandemic, we've had a lot of events that seniors typically would have taken away from us, or we're not able to do it the same or just with a lot of restrictions. And I feel like this is something that other classes have done before and other schools are doing that us as a senior class, we get to do this. This is for our senior year.
So the purpose is to get all the seniors involved in a game, have something you can all come around together and play. You get to keep your social distancing. You don't have to be in the same space. And more importantly, there's money at the end that you can win that you're playing for ultimately.
When the game started on November 18th, all teams put to action their own strategies to survive.
We started off probably a little more aggressive than I probably wanted it to be. We wanted to be more passive going into it, but it was definitely a lot of fun to go out there and, shoot people.
And for those participating, here are a few reminders from the Game Masters.
Please keep in mind that shooting at any FISD event, including parking lots and players, is not allowed, as well as we'll be off on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Day. So please do not shoot anyone on those days or at any FISD event or facility.
If you're having a get together, 10 or less people, you can always put a DM the Instagram and tell us that this place is off limits, and we can make an announcement on our Instagram story. So just stay on social media.
One thing that I do want to add is if you're somewhere trying to get out one of your targets and an adult asks you to leave, you have to leave. We don't want to get in trouble for this or have to shut this down with problems like that. So please just be respectful of others and have fun.
The jackpot for the Senior Assassin game is currently over $1,500. Have fun and stay dry, seniors. I'm Emma Rasmussen for Win TV.
Now we go to Landon Smith with a 2020 sports season recap.
Welcome to the Wolverine Replay. Wakeland's football season has come to a close, so let's take a look at some of the best plays from the year. The Wolverines started off the season hot, winning their first 4 games and outscoring their opponents 153-37 during the stretch. Despite dropping 3 of their last 4 games, Wakeland was a playoff team. The Wolverines fell 29-6 in round 1 to Lancaster, but had a very successful season, finishing with a winning record and scoring a total of 301 points on the year. We thank our seniors for the time in the program and are proud of the team's accomplishments this season. I'm Landon Smith for WinTV.
During the month of December, WinTV is highlighting different courses in preparation for course selections. Nadia Wright and Aaron Keykafer are live in the studio to tell us about Leadworthy in today's final Counselor Connection.
Hello, I'm Nadia Wright,
Hi, I'm Aaron Keykafer.
and today we're going to tell you why you should take Leadworthy.
Leadworthy is a very beneficial class as it teaches you important life skills that many classes don't get to teach you.
I took Leadworthy because I want to be a businessman when I grow up, and Leadworthy teaches you how to make connections and start good relationships.
I took Leadworthy to learn how to build my self-image and to learn how to hold myself accountable to the person I want to be and portray myself as.
Benefits of taking Leadworthy is you get to connect with your classmates and teachers, and you get to become a great leader.
Leadworthy is a semester-long class. You can also take Leadworthy 2, which is also a semester-long.
Thank you, and this is why you should take Leadworthy. Back to you, Garrett.
Thanks, Nadia and Aaron. Course selections will begin when we come back to school next semester. Now for today's COVID-19 update. Today, Wakeland High School reports a total of 19 on-campus student cases, 2 off-campus student cases, and 3 staff cases of coronavirus, bringing our total today to 24. Active cases over the last 14 days and a 7-day moving average tracker can be found on the COVID-19 dashboard at friscoisd.org/COVID-19. 2020 has been a year that has changed all of our lives. Mason Ogden reviews the major events that have defined our year and impacted people around the world.
2020 was a year to remember, but with major events happening every other day, it can be easy to forget parts of this jam-packed year. Here is your 2020 Rewind. Australia faced one of its most devastating wildfire seasons, continuing from December 2019 into January 2020. The fires burned a record of 47 million acres and at least 34 people lost their lives. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle left the royal family. On January 8th, the couple announced they were stepping down as senior royals, surprising both sides of the family. January 26th, Los Angeles Laker player Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna lost their lives with 7 others in a devastating helicopter crash in Calabasas. President Donald Trump faced an impeachment trial in January, but was ultimately acquitted by the Senate on February 5th. At the start of March, the COVID-19 pandemic came into public view as it quickly spread across the globe. The coronavirus pandemic triggered a global recession as many countries went into lockdown. The Dow Jones Industrial Average suffered the worst single-day point drop in history on March 9th. The police-involved killings of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and other Black citizens sparked a wave of peaceful and sometimes violent protests around the world to demand an end to police brutality and racial injustice. A hacking group created by a Florida teen took over major businesses and political figures' Twitter accounts, like Bill Gates and Joe Biden in a Bitcoin scam. August 4th, Baru Port faces a major explosion by the accidental detonation of 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate, killing at least 190 people and injuring thousands of others. Black Panther actor Chadwick Boseman died at an age of 43 after a 4-year-long battle with colon cancer. The Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away on September 18th at the age of 87. She was the second ever woman appointed to the High Court and advocated for gender equality all her life. October 2nd, President Trump announced he and First Lady Melania Trump tested positive for coronavirus. The president was hospitalized for 3 days at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. And finally, Joe Biden became the president-elect, with his running mate Kamala Harris becoming the first Black and first Asian woman ever to become Vice President of the United States. I'm Mason Ogden, and this has been your Win TV 2020 Rewind. Back to you.
Thanks, Mason. Hopefully 2021 brings us some change. And speaking of 2021, it's only 2 weeks away. Dalton Arredondo spoke with some Wolverines to find out what 2020 has meant to them and to see what they hope in the new year.
Dear 2020.
Hi 2020.
Dear 2020, you have been a year that many want to put behind, full of ups and downs. Today, we Wolverines would like to reflect on this year.
I've been able to connect more with my family since quarantine has put me at home a few times.
Although it's been a bad year, thank you for allowing me to not go to school as often.
I ended up finding my friend group because of 2020, and I found everyone that I really bond with now.
I became closer with my family. I bonded with them really well, and we created new friendships and learned to adapt better around each other.
You've been very hard and very troublesome, but you've also taught us a lot to work together and to also just come together as one people.
With 2 weeks left of 2020, during this time, many lessons were learned. What will you take into 2021? I'm Dalton Arredondo for Win TV.
And to wrap up our show today, we play a special holiday challenge with some Wolverines.
Welcome to Wakeland's first annual holiday challenge. The rules of the game are simple. One contestant will throw gifts behind their head for the other contestant to catch. They have 20 seconds. Let's see how many they can get. Let the games begin.
Okay.
Follow Wakeland Access and Win TV on Twitter to stay in touch with what's going on here at Wakeland. I'm Gare Bohannon, and this has been Win TV Live for Thursday, December 17th. From all of us here at Win TV, we wish you a happy holidays. Enjoy your 2-week break while staying safe and masked up, and we'll see you back here in 2021.